is Judy Joyce. I'm the Executive Director of Take a Kid Outdoors. We offer free events monthly for kids and their families to encourage them to get unplugged and get outside. We originated in Northeast Iowa back in 2006, and then have a branch here in Johnson County that started in 2010. This is our first, we're going to call it big all-day event called Seize the Carp. So we have a lot of different activities going on. We have fly fishing, bow fishing, archaeology tours, bike tours on the boat, all sorts of things to get people outdoors and to show you sort of the variety of things that can be done.
Yeah, our theme in making these, they're all homemade boats and they're all made out of recycled materials. And so one boat is made out of willow sticks and it has a willow paddle. One boat is made out of scrap metal and it has a metal paddle. That's what I've got here. It's made out of a pair of crutches and some license plates, keeping with the recycling theme. And one boat is made out of plastic irrigation tubing, and it has a plastic paddle made from a plastic bucket. Yep, did all the design, and a friend of mine helped do the construction. Some things take 2 pairs of hands just to hold everything in place while you're gluing and wiring and stuff like that. Oh, I do the majority of it at home. We've got a little acreage out in the country with a bunch of neighbors who are similarly minded, so we have a big pond, and I do all my practice runs in the pond to make sure everything works. T.A.K.O. T.A.K.O. Yeah, I kind of run my own projects, and then I try and merge them with T.A.K.O. and merge them with other groups, particularly those that specialize in children, like the Taproot group and the Prairie Green School.
Yeah, go. I think you can catch the wind.
I've been working with all these groups since they formed, essentially. Taproot must be now 7 years old or something like that. T.A.K.O. is a couple years old. I wasn't involved in the startup of T.A.K.O. I came on with Judy Joyce a couple years ago. Now there's a whole series of events, and we're just one of those events. And there's a lot of other things starting now and going on in the afternoon. And by the time I get this mess cleaned up, it'll be afternoon.
And I'm the secretary for the Hawkeye Fly Fishing Association, which is a statewide nonprofit conservation and fly fishing oriented organization of anglers and conservationists. And we say it imitates. This fly imitates the minnows. Today we are here presenting information on all kinds of fly fishing, the basic techniques and ideas behind fly fishing, flies, how we use them, what they're meant to represent, the sort of fish we can catch on flies, and where to go to catch fish in Iowa on flies. Most all of these flies can be used to catch bass, which are found in farm ponds around Iowa. But they can also be used to catch carp, and that's what we're here talking about today. These flies are actually saltwater flies, but carp tend to eat all kinds of stuff. They eat lots of live insects and crayfish and even minnows and leeches. And so they are just looking for things that seem to them to be good to eat. And as long as they
I'm an archaeologist. I work at the Office of a State Archaeologist with the University of Iowa. I'm very interested in the work we do at the OSA and doing experimental archaeology, and so we organized this event to sort of show people how ancient peoples in the past may have fished. So we've brought along some examples of fish hooks and fishing lures that Indians would have been using here, 8,000 years ago. I also, in my own work, I like to study how tools were used. I ask those kind of questions about not only how they were made, but how they were used. And we can look at the edges of tools with microscopes and actually see wear patterns and can learn about how those tools were actually used in the past. But a big part of that are doing these experiments. We have to get out there and use the tools ourselves. We were really hoping, and the reason I wanted to organize this event here, Ancient Spearfishing, was to get some examples of spearfishing wear traces on some actual experimental tools. Unfortunately for us, fortunate for the fish, we can't get into the creek. It's too muddy, the water's too high. So, but we're out here having a great time doing atlatl throwing, and it's just a lot of fun.
So actually there's 4 different kinds of fish here, okay? This is the common carp that we see a lot around here. But how you can tell this is they have a great big mouth. Open up. See that in those lips? They have no teeth. There's no teeth on there. They have these little whiskers. They're called barbels. And what these carp do is they go along the bottom and they suck up a bunch of mud and stuff like that. And then they'll spit out and spit the mud and stuff out, and then they'll keep the little insect larvae, little worms. They'll even eat certain types of weeds and plants and stuff like that too. So that's what they do. And the reason...
Nice, thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, thanks guys.
Nice.
Did you already say how much that carp weighs? Roughly? I don't know. I haven't.
Probably close to 4 pounds.
Oh,
something like that.
4 pounds.
Yeah, they weigh pretty hard. But anyway, all these are called...
Seize the carp. For years I'm a fisher person. I like to get outdoors, and carp they're invasive and they really muddy up our waters, and I wanted a way to bring awareness to this and to other invasive species. And it seems like whenever I would talk to anybody about carp, they would either get a gross look on their face or they would start laughing. And I always think carp is just really funny. It's sort of the Spam of the fish world. And so I thought, you know, seize the day, seize the carp, just seemed like, again, something to grab people's attention.
We've been coming to these events for the last 2-3 years, especially the free fishing event in North Liberty, which we both like, and Amanda always seems to get a little prize from the raffle there. Yeah, we look forward to these events, just to take Amanda outside, and I've been a fisherman my entire life, and I'm trying to introduce my daughter to this wonderful sport, and she really enjoys fishing. If she just could bait or hook now, I think she could do everything, right, Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah? So yeah, we're looking forward to today. It's a little warm today, but I'd like to go see the archaeological show that's over there near Iowa River and Power. Also maybe come back here and watch some of the music perform along the river here, and maybe even do some fishing later, right?
Yeah.
You want to do some fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I have fossils of here, brachiopods, corals, crinoids, And the most important fossil, which was found, which was from the giant arthrodire, Dunkleosteus, and we have a dorsal plate up at our visitor center. I have been an interpretive guide at the Devonian Fossil Gorge. It's a museum, okay, and it's not behind glass. And you can actually walk out and you can walk amongst, you can feel things, you can touch things, you can pick up things that have been physically or chemically weathered and eroded away, and you can look at them. And then when you see them, you compare them to what you see today, and you can see the link between the present and the past. Because according to the principle of uniformitarianism, the present is always the key to the past.
And I'm a volunteer for the Corps of Engineers here in Coralville, Iowa. And as you can see from our display here, we're actually promoting a variety of different things. Of course, obviously, it's our wonderful camping area, over 500 campsites, opportunities to go boating and swimming on Lake Coralville. But one of the things we're also promoting today that we think is especially important, and that's our life jacket loaner program. If you're boating or swimming and you need a life jacket, all you have to do is ask to borrow one. We'll be glad to give you one, and you can use it the entire summer. And if you forget to bring it back, well, that's okay too. In order to get a life jacket, it's really quite simple. If you go to Mahaffrey Bridge to go boating, or if you go to Sandy Beach, or if you go to Sugar Bottom, there's a big tree there, and it has life jackets hanging from it. If you're going to be boating at West Overlook, there's not a tree there, but we have something even better. We have a visitor center. You can stop in our visitor center. You can find out some things about Coralville Lake. You can find out some things about the Fossil Gorge. You can get a life jacket if you need to. We also have a 12-minute video that you can enjoy that tells you the history of the Fossil Gorge, the floods of 2008 and 1993. And we also have some animals you can look at and lots of information that you can take with you. Normally I don't do this, but for this lady, I'm going to make an exception. And if it saves someone's life, it's worth it.
So we couldn't do this on our own. We have several different partners. The City of Coralville, the City of Iowa City, the Hawkeye Fly Fishing Association, some people from the State Archaeologist's Office, the University of Iowa. Some of our sponsors were the Washington County Riverboat Foundation, River Products, the Iowa DNR, Delta County Conservation Board, River Oak Land Trust, Earthview Environmental, Bug Soother that makes the bug spray repellent, Zanfel that does poison ivy treatments, City of Coralville, Iowa City, Quality Care, Rotary, Iowa River Friends, Hills Bank, plus the Hawkeye Fly Fishing Association, the Bow Fishing Association of Iowa, Iowa Archaeologists, the University of Iowa. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is here with their table you can kind of see there in the background, and many others that I probably forgot.